Welcome to Tony's Bonsai. Bit of a clickbaity title, I bet you're thinking. Well, no, this is bonsai for free. And I'm not talking about saplings, I'm talking about mature plants with the potential to be really good trees in the future. So let's take a look at what I've got. I like to keep my eye on Facebook Marketplace just to see if anyone's giving anything away or, And I saw a post yesterday afternoon. It was a woman. She said, I'm having my drive dug out tomorrow, and there's some bushes at the side that are going to go in the tip. So if anyone wants to come and dig them out, you're welcome. I only had half an hour before sunset, so I had to get down there quick with my spade, my secateurs. I just went like crazy for 30-40 minutes, and this is what I managed to get. From the pictures that she posted online, my eyes were drawn to what looked like a fairly big Cotoneaster. I thought, oh, that'll do. I turned up and I don't think it's a Cotoneaster. In fact, I know it isn't, but it's still nice. And here it is. I think it's a honeysuckle. I managed to get a sizable root ball out with this, which is fantastic. So it means that I managed to keep lots of roots. I just chopped the top, basically, very basically. It was going dark, but my first job is just to get rid of some of this ivy that's down here. I don't want this competing with the honeysuckle. From my experiences last year with this species, I know it's really tough. So we are dealing with a really tough plant, which is great. I wonder if I can get my turntable under that bag. I think I need a bigger turntable, really. Oh, that's better, yeah, that works. So my plan at first is just to go around pulling out the ivy. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, we've got a small plant. Got a little honeysuckle. It's got lovely small leaves on it, this. Much nicer than the ones I've got, so maybe this is some kind of ornamental variety, but that's good. I'm going to keep that. I'll stick that in some water. And then just continue to pull some of this soil off. I'd like to have a look at the root base. I've got a feeling it might be quite nice. It's looking quite good so far. As I was collecting it, it wasn't pitch black, but it was quite dark, so I wasn't really looking at the tree much. I was just sort of getting it out with a nice sod of soil around it, and I thought I can work on this today. Nice. I'm not planning on bare rooting this, but I would like to get some of the weight off it, because there's just too much soil there. So, get rid of that bag. There we go. And it's got like it looks like it's got a really nice spreading root system here. Fantastic. I've switched to a chopstick here so that I don't damage any of these roots at the base if there's some nice ones. Really nice start, and it's just a question of getting some of this soil away from this bottom. There looks like there's a bit of a root sneaking around here, wrapping its way around the trunk, and I would always expect some of that, but generally, oh, this is the big root round here. So on this side here, We've got some nice smaller roots coming off there, that's lovely. This is the one that's coming round to the side, so I think I'll have to deal with that at some point. So it sort of comes round here and then works its way around, and it almost, I think it does actually join up to the trunk. So how that'll work I don't know, but what I'm happy with is that the root base is nice and flat, all except for this. And this also happens to be, I think this is coming from the same place as that. In fact, I think this could be that root. And if that's the case, it's got to go anyway, so I may as well remove this awkward root now. I'm just taking my time at this point, just exploring this root and trying to work out what's happening, where it's going, and whether in fact this is the one that's attached to this piece round here. And it does seem to be. Ah, that's interesting. So we've got this root coming around, and then it appears to come underneath this one here and around there. So I'm thinking that has to go. And if I can cut it, I'm definitely cutting this off because that's in the way. So that's going whatever. So that had to go. I'm happy with that going. I think that's on the other side of it there. And by removing that, yeah, that was it. So that was really fortunate that the root I wanted to get rid of, because it was too high, was also this root, which is the worst one, the awkward one. Now, no, it's not quite fused. It's not quite fused together, so I can take it off, and I now need to look at where it joins. This is really exciting. I love this kind of exploratory root work. Trying to work out what I've got. There we go. Oh, what's happening in here is not really obvious. I don't really like this knuckle here, but I don't mind this root coming this way. Because this, if this is attached here, this could have quite a large set of roots on the bottom of it, and I wouldn't want to just take that off if this is all attached. That's interesting. What to do? Are there a lot of roots on this? There are not a lot of roots, that's fortunate. In fact, there are hardly any roots on this piece. So that can go. Oh, that's lucky again. So that's gone. Now I can possibly cut this back, this whole stubby lump can go. And I think I'll go in with my branch trunk splitters to get this off. There we go. That's good. it's quite hard to see what's going on with all this soil, and it'd be nice washing all this clean and doing that, but I don't really want to do that after I've just collected it. I don't want to completely bare root this. So that comes down nicely now. That'll be below the soil there. So one nice clean cut there. Oh, that's a lovely clean cut. That's come off. Oh, there's a bit of a branch going down, a root going down lower, so I'll leave that now. But that's cleaned that part of the structure up really nicely. Good. And round this side, I don't think I need to do too much. I'll just take a quick look, see what's sort of happening. We've got a bit of a root coming up and down there, but I don't mind that. It doesn't look like ugly, like it's wrapping around the tree. It just kind of, that's the kind of character root that I don't mind. And there's a subtle difference between a root with interest and character and a root that just looks awful, that's got to go. And I'm okay with that. That's the kind of lump that you see in nature, where roots come up and around, it's gone over a rock or something like that. And I'm not going to do any more to that. I'm going to look at the bottom. I'll just clear a bit of that soil away there. Oh, there's still a bit of ivy left in there. And then when I look at this bottom section, we've got, that's the root from another plant, because this had several plants growing in and sort of amongst it and around it. So all I'm doing is just taking a bit of this heavy ground soil off. But this is lovely soil. This is a really nice rich loam. So it's no wonder that the tree's done so well. There's loads of worms in this. That's always a good sign also. They can go into my garden. So as I remove, you know, a fair bit of this soil, or as some people say, bare root the tree. It's retained. It's got such, not retained, it's got a really nice structure under here, with the potential for a pretty flat root base, I think. So as I turn it sideways, what I need to do is just remove some of these roots that are pointing directly down. So we've got one there, got one there. Got that there. So I think I'm going to go for it a bit more than I'd planned. People who are watching us are saying, we knew you would. Because this is a good opportunity now to get a nice flat root base, and I don't have to come back to it then in the future. This is one I'm not keen on removing, but I'm going to. So let's look at that now there. That looks pretty flat to me. There's a few coming directly down, which I may as well get rid of. What the heck? Let's go for it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I've got the potential for a lovely short base here. Not short base, flat base. Look at that. I mean, what do you want? Boom. I popped out this morning to buy some washing up bowls from B&M Bargains. I'll just put some holes in one of them now. I picked these washing up bowls up, £1.69, but you've got to put a few holes in the bottom. Doesn't take long to do at all. That's it. Job done. And now I just need to fit this into there. It's not a million miles off. I just need to trim some of these roots at the edge to get it down. Once it's sitting basically central in the pot, so this is in the way, definitely. That has to go. These have to go. That's beginning to get there. There. That's in. I won't take any of these fine roots off the edge. I'm going to leave those. They're not ideal. Ideally they could come back just a touch, but no, that one can go because that's no good, but the rest of them can stay. The tree can come out, and I've got a couple of pieces of wire to go through the pot. This will just secure the tree in place over the winter if there's a bit of wind and stuff. Part of me's tempted not to even bother with the wire, but you know, it looks like a really nice tree this with good potential, so it's worth putting in the extra effort. And to be fair, it's not a lot of extra effort. I've just mixed up a load of fresh bonsai soil. Get that in there. And this can then go on top. Part of me is thinking, if I've gone to all this extreme, why not just wash all that dirt off? Why leave any of that dirt in place? It seems daft. Oh. Oh no, that was a mistake. Although I got a bit wet there, I'm glad I did that. Look how lovely those roots look. Oh, there's more worms, they're still in. Those roots look fantastic. I'm really happy with that. And what I can do is just pile a nice mound in the centre like that. Pop this on like that. Sort of tuck the roots down at the side of it. So sink it in nicely, and then on top of that in goes more soil. It's got quite a lot of grit in it, this mix. I don't exactly know why. I didn't really plan it that way, it's just the way it is. If I could think of a good reason for me to say why these trees love a nice gritty mix, I would, but I can't. So I want to show that base there, because that's really the magic of this plant. And then I'll use my fingers instead of I will chopstick it in a minute, but you can get the first bit done just with your fingers. And then just move in and do a bit of that. Now that that's done, I'll just give these a tighten with the wire, just to hold it down, as I say, give it a pull and a twist. And that'll just secure this into its new position. There we go, that's going nowhere. And then all I need to do now is just a bit of surface dressing over a few of these exposed roots. Like round here, we've got a few roots that I want to just cover up. And there we have a processed piece of urban yamadori. Now what I'll do with this in the future, I've not even really looked at the top. This is a bit awkward. Might want bending out or cutting off. I'll probably chop this main trunk. This will certainly come down. This will be chopped. But for now, I'm just happy to leave this, and obviously it's been through a lot. It'll be interesting to see what happens to this next year, but for free you can't go wrong. Well, this job took me a lot longer than expected. I didn't think I was going to have to do all that root work, so I'll leave it for today. If you're interested in seeing what the other trees that I've got are, they'll be coming in future videos, so you know what to do. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.